cases, which I'll be glad to tell the story because it's a very interesting story. It takes 4.5 hours to tell. It's a story that'll never happen again, that's for sure, in this industry, in the wine industry. I left Manfrey in 1974. What I did was I started my own company. And I got a partner who was very fluent in French wines, so was I fluent in French wines. And we were going to bring French wines in by, you can't believe how many French wines we were going to bring in. Well, to date, we haven't brought in one French wine. It's funny to say that. So my partner was waiting for me, and I told him I'll be back in 45 days. And I said to myself, gee whiz, I think I'm going to be tasting all these wines throughout Italy. And I stayed 3 years in Italy, okay, to go around tasting wines, etc. So anyway, to make a long story short, my partner waited 3 years, and we started shipping in 1976. You name the Italian brand, and I brought it in. I brought in Angelo Gaia. I brought in Pellegrini, I brought in Balbiano, I brought in Vietti, Fattoria Monsanto, and the list goes on and on and on. Okay, just so you know. And so I've been doing this since 1976, and the present day, I'm here in San Francisco with Lorenzo Petroni's North Beach restaurant. And just to go back a little bit to show you what I was doing with these wines, of all the wines I just mentioned to you, I had importers. I had importers throughout the United States. I was going to say distributors, but it was importers throughout the United States. I had about something like over 20 importers in the United States. You know, there's something I want to tell you which is pretty interesting to say, and it's pretty simple, but it's interesting. I always told my producers, because I would do contracts with these producers, of course, to be under contract for me to sell the wine in America, because I was an exporter selling to importers. It's pretty simple if you figure that out. From Italy, I'm shipping to America to importers. And I always said to my producers, you know, I want to tell you something. I Stati Uniti non sono uniti. That means the United States, they're not united. What do you mean by that? Well, if you sell in the state of New York, you sell to liquor stores, private liquor stores. You sell in the state of Pennsylvania, there are state stores. You sell to the state. There's no private. And I went, you know, I gave them a lot of examples. There's a lot of monopoly states. There's about 20 of them, by the way, in the United States. If somebody says Georgia, if somebody says other states that are controlled, you'd be surprised how many there are. Anyway, then I would say to them, Gli Stati Uniti non sono 50 stati. That means there isn't 50 states in the United States. It's about 6 or 7. Well, what do you mean by that? I said, where can you send a container? A container can be a 20-foot container, 40-foot container, which means, translated in cases, but it's never translated in cases because it's weight that you go by, 800 cases or 1,600 cases, let's say, that you're sending. And you can't send 1,600 cases to Wyoming, for example. You can't send it to Utah, let alone the problems with the state, you know, the monopoly state. And so we sold first to the major markets in America, which is New York, Chicago,